What's good, YouTube? It's your boy OG Nonboy, back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be going over a video submission from a fellow content creator by the name of Brisheesh. So thank you, Brisheesh, for submitting these battles to me. And this team consists of Shiny Shadow Scizor in the lead with the Dragalge and Jellicent in the back. And I really like this a lot because the back two Pokemon are very strong against the Toxapex. The Toxapex can only throw resisted moves on both the Dragalge and the Jellicent, and I kind of like the tech of having the Gunk Shot in case of an Azumarill, and also the Bubble on the Jellicent is kind of an interesting pick since typically it does run Hex, but the Bubble allows the Jellicent to do better against the Dark and Dark Poison types that are pretty common in the Halloween Cup meta. So without further ado, let's get into these matches here. So first match, we have the Scizor into an Obstagoon, and this really depends on the moveset that the Scizor is running. You can, instead of the Iron Head, run the X-Scissor, in which case you would make it to the X-Scissors at the same time that you would a Night Slash. So Bridge there trying to bait the X-Scissor, but the opponent calls it, so he's in a bit of a sticky situation here, and he makes a really nice catch on the Dragalge, so this is going to allow him to not have to commit his final shield. So he is just barely not able to farm the Obstagoon down, and this is going to be kind of rough for him since the Obstagoon did get the boost, so he's almost taken out at this point, and he's going to bait the Outrage, which gets the shield. Like, he wasn't even running Outrage, so that's pretty fortunate for him. But the Jellicent here should have a pretty good time against the Tentacruel, since the Tentacruel can only throw resisted poison moves or the Scald at the Jellicent, so likely going to see the opponent switch out here at some point. And if not, then that's kind of a good indication that whatever's in the back is also just as weak to the Jellicent, and I think Bridge here recognizes that, so he makes an aggressive swap into the Scizor to threaten the final shield, and he gets his revenge here, and he gets a Night Slash boost of his own, and that's going to allow him to take out the Nidoqueen. And at this point the game is over. He's up his shield, his Jellicent is very healthy, and the Tentacruel can't really do anything here to threaten the Jellyfish, so that is going to be a good game. Well played by Bridge. Next match here, we have Manabuzz lead, and this also is kind of a rough lead for the Scizor since these Air Slashes are going to be adding up quite a bit. The Iron Heads definitely do hurt, but it takes quite a while to get to them compared to the Night Slash here. So Bridge going to attempt a bait, and the opponent's going to let it go, so kind of puts him in a bit of a rough position. But as you can see here, he's throwing on very good fast move alignment to not allow the opponent to sneak in moves, and the opponent allows their Manabuzz to go down and takes the shield advantage. So now he's got the Toxapex aligned to the Scizor, and I like this aggressive swap out since like I mentioned earlier in the intro, both those back two Pokemon do kind of well against the Toxapex. The Dragalge, if it knew the Outrage, would do a lot better, obviously, but the Dragon Tail damage does add up over time, and your opponent doesn't really know whether you're running the Outrage or not, so the opponent inclined to switch there, and Bridge is going to get the Aqua Tail off, and the Stun Tank here is going to reach a move, and I like this no shield here since Bridge is going to be able to come in here and farm down the Stun Tank with his Jellicent, which is where the Bubble kind of comes in handy over the Hex. And now we have good alignment, so this should be pretty straightforward from here. Throw a couple Shadow Balls, take this Toxapex, jeez, I can't even speak, out, and we should be in a really good position. So well played by Brisheesh, good energy management, good fast move timing, and good swaps. So that ultimately allowed him to win the game in the end there, so GG's to him. Next match, there's an Umbreon lead, and this is also another matchup where it would be a little bit better to have the X Scissor instead of the Iron Head. But this is still a fine scenario to be in, as you're going to see this Iron Head here, if it lands, does quite a bit of damage still, but you're going to have to kind of give up shields if you want to win this lead matchup. And at this point, the opponent can also shield themselves. So, again, he's throwing on very good fast move timing, and he's going to get this Night Slash off, and he's going to catch the next move on the Dragalge. So, knowing his counts very well on the Umbreon. And now, though, he's in a pretty sticky situation since the Golurk is just going to be able to farm his Dragalge all the way down, and also the Golurk does pretty well against the Jellicent too, since it does know the Shadow Punch, so he is pretty ahead on energy, is probably going to be able to get to a couple of them before Bridge is going to be able to farm down the Golurk here. So, and these Mud Slaps too are also doing quite a bit of fast move damage, even though they're just neutral. Golurk being pretty attack weighted. So now his Jellicent is like below half health, and they bring in a Toxapex, which normally would be an okay situation, but at this point the health is just too low to where I think this game is probably over. Like, there's just too much to overcome at this point. Another nice catch, but unfortunately not really going to be enough in this scenario, but very good attempt by Rishish here to win this very kind of hard match. So well played, well played. Can't win them all though, as I mean everybody knows, there's no perfect team and you can't really win all the time. So next match here we have the Scizor into Tentacruel, and this is a alright matchup. Like, you resist the poison type moves from the Tentacruel, and the opponent kind of, I'd say, makes a misplay here where they swap in their what's this, the Sableye, since like Scizor basically wins CMP against everything here, so the opponent is going to have to shield their Sableye here to get off the foul play, and if Brishish here just matches shields here, is going to be able to farm all the way down. So now he's going to have like good alignment, since he's going to be able to align his Jellicent to the Tentacruel, and he's going to have his Dragalge here on the what's this, the Incineroar here. So at this point it's pretty much over. But the opponent doesn't really know that yet, obviously, since they don't know what he's running in the back. But this is going to be, pretty clear-cut win here. And Bridge staying in a little bit here, probably trying to threaten the Outrage and get the shield. Probably a little bit unnecessary in this case, but like, it doesn't really matter since like he's in a pretty dominant position. So good game to Brishish there. Next match, Tyranitar leads, so the Scizor does particularly well in this matchup, and the opponent swaps into a Dragalge. And I agree with staying in here a little bit with the Scizor, since like both your back two Pokemon do also do pretty well against the Tyranitar. So it looks like he's going to try to chip down this Dragalge here and possibly take it out, but he actually banks a move on the Scizor and catches the Aqua Tail on the Dragalge, and now he's going to be able to farm all the way down, and he's going to have almost an Aqua Tail ready for whatever comes in next. So I'm anticipating probably seeing what's in the back, since the Tyranitar probably doesn't want to like take the Aqua Tail damage, but the opponent actually like comes in with Tyranitar and then swaps out into their Toxapex, which is a little bit of a strange play, but they also don't shield the Gunk Shot there, but it doesn't really matter, since now we have the Jellicent in here against the Toxapex, which again is a very dominant matchup for the Jellicent, and the opponent kind of sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. So overall, very solid gameplay by Brishish. He's a consistent Legend player, so he's well on his way to hitting Legend this season. Like, as you can see, displayed a lot of very good like gameplay habits, knowing his counts, knowing when to throw his charge moves, and like knowing the opponent's count so that he can catch moves, which allowed him to maneuver around a lot of tough situations there. So well played to Brishish. Thanks again for the battle submission, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and also check out my boy Brishish in the link in the description below. I'll have the link to his channel, and also submit your battles please, so I can make some videos on like your battles, and that link will also be in the description. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.